What's happening, guys? It's Supercharged Funk and the Dave, blasting at you with another DC animated movie review. This time, it is for... the lighting is absolutely fucking terrible. Injustice, Gods and Monsters. This is actually the kind of the return of Bruce Timm into the DC animated scene. You guys don't know who that is. He's he's the guy who basically
he created the original good Justice League stuff,
like the Batman animated series, Superman the animated series. Basically, what geeks around the world have come to know.
All right, not to interrupt this. This man just complained about a crit that did 2%. Playing Pokemon Showdown. This man's name is Supahken. Supaken. You sir an idiot. Oh, I wouldn't have done 2% with your mega Heracross if it wasn't for that crit.
But
on a super effective hit.
So I've been waiting for this movie to come out for a long time. Because Bruce Timm, he's good at what he does. Like, he basically made Batman.
He made the good animated stuff. He did Batman Beyond, he did Batman the Animated Series, he did the Justice League Unlimited. I don't know if he worked on the Superman animated, I would assume.
Yeah, I think he did.
So
basically everything that our generation knows of comic book characters comes from Bruce Timm. And to see him in something new and original was pretty cool. Like, he wanted to create his own versions of the three main characters, i.e. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
The Trinity.
And it was really cool to see. And they are not the same characters at all.
Well, Superman kind of is.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But yeah, we got two completely new characters in Wonder Woman and Batman.
Who are other characters from the universe. Obviously, Batman and Wonder Woman, in terms of their backstory, Superman's is virtually the same, except that
Zod doesn't quite suck as much.
Zod is technically his biological father through, space technology insemination bullshit, and instead of getting picked up by the Kents, he gets picked up by Mexican immigrants. So
it's kind of dumb because they didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah, I think they just wanted an excuse to have him.
Like, I assume this must be a comic series that this was based on.
Nope.
I assume there's got to be something out there. It's kind of like how Injustice has a comic.
Well, yeah, but that came after
something that goes into it, but I don't know. It just seemed like kind of a weird thing to randomly throw in there so you can get one line of Superman speaking broken English.
I mean, I think it was mostly just to have a Mexican Superman.
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't. He looked exactly like
but
Superman, only old.
Yeah, that's not the point. Just for him to have a different background.
You're not Mexican just because you speak Spanish.
Yeah, I know.
But...
Either way. So that was kind of a cool little twist. Batman is actually not Bruce Wayne. He's Kirk Langstrom, a.k.a. Man-Bat. And he goes through process and he becomes a vampire, basically. Wonder Woman is Becca from fucking not Apocalypse.
New Genesis.
New Genesis, thank you. So that was kind of a neat little twist. So she's got like the boom tube and her sword there.
The Wonder Sword.
She has a Viking sort of look to her. She kind of looks like Valkyrie.
Well, she kind of looks like a lot of the gods on New Genesis. They all kind of have like a real angular shape to their armor and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And I got the special edition. Comes with this little new Wonder Woman little figurine here. It's pretty cool looking. It's only a couple dollars more for that, but yeah, this is pretty cool. I really like the artwork on the thing here. And obviously, it looks like the old animated series, so I always really like that style.
I gotta say, because I know that you really enjoyed this movie, I wasn't too into it too much.
Yeah?
I don't have like a major oh, this movie sucks or anything. I was just kind of like...
Didn't grab you as much?
Yeah. Like, it would have been, in my opinion, a much better story if you had a story where one of the characters got switched with your standard Earth 1 universe counterpart.
Yeah.
like if you did something a la Kingdom Come,
Right.
and you had this Superman in the standard universe, or something along.
So
those
yeah,
lines.
like it felt more like a what if.
Yeah.
Like if because
there was just too much kind of like, well, where's Bruce right now?
Yeah.
Where's Diana? Because she can fly at the speed of light, so at some point she must have come somewhere. It's not like, we'd be like, well, maybe Bruce's parents didn't die in this timeline, so he didn't become the Batman. Like, where's Diana? Her mother wasn't raped by Zeus.
Yeah, so it's one of those kind of weird things that I agree. I kind of wish they had went with that a little bit more, but I enjoyed the movie for what it was. Like, before we get into the spoilers, this is not a movie for kids by any means. There's a little bit of swearing, nothing too like major, but like. But it's pretty brutal.
For kids, but I mean, it's not like something over the top.
Yeah, I know, but it's still pretty brutal. I
wouldn't put it in like the same kind of category as like a Full Metal or a Attack on Titan. It's not that gory or violent.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's definitely scenes. If you've got 10 and up, I guess.
Oh yeah. And if you think your kids can handle like a guy getting his neck snapped.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's like super brutal. Somebody's eye popping out of their head like it's metal pockets or something. But I mean, you get people getting stabbed. There's blood on the ground. One guy gets burned.
It's a little. It's a lot. It's more than what you'd expect from the Justice League, and I think that would throw a lot of people off.
There's episodes of Justice League that had similar violence, just not as compacted together.
Yeah.
Because there are scenes that are pretty brutal, but I mean, it's not anything over the top.
Right.
Vomit coaster.
I recommend it. Like, if you're a fan of the DC universe, there's a lot of characters in there that aren't a part of the main. Like, they're part of the story, but like they're not like they're not essential to the story. They're just kind of sprinkled in to be like, hey, there's Mr. Freeze doing some shit, but he's not Mr. Freeze yet, or will ever be. And they had like some other random characters like Lex Luthor's in there, and
I gotta say, I recommend it if you're really clamoring to get something like that. But if you're just like, kind of, waiting for the next big superhero movie to come out, maybe I'll pick up this and watch it. Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing special. It's not really in universe, so it's not like you're gonna miss something. Kind of like how they've been doing a lot of the Batman movies, where they're kind of building into one another. It's not like that. I sincerely doubt you'll see Gods and Monsters 2.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I mean, if it sells really well, I would imagine that they would do a sequel to maybe bring in some other characters.
If it sold really well, they do a comic, and I think that's about as far as they would probably go with it. It's such a weird universe that's like... And I'm a person that likes a lot of weird characters.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of, like, in-jokes and... Like, oh, I know who that character is, but they don't really explain shit to you. So, like, unless you're coming with like a really strong background from the comics, it's like,
yeah, I had to look up like who half of the characters were just because I didn't know what their aliases were.
Yeah, they don't handhold you at all in this movie. Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
And it's very, very subtle that Man-Bat is the Batman in this one because they just call him Kirk, and you just kind of have to put those pieces together. They never call him Kirk Langstrom, they just call him Kirk.
Yeah.
Which was, like, and that's why, because Man-Bat's not a very, like, he's not an A-tiered Batman villain.
I probably wouldn't even put him in the B tier. I mean, your A tier, in my opinion, of Batman villains is Joker, Riddler, Penguin, Two-Face. Maybe Catwoman. Then you got your B tier, that's like your Bane, your Ivies, your Scarecrows.
Harley.
Like, maybe you can make the argument, just like on popularity, Harley's in the A tier.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Just like to have...
You don't really see her doing a whole lot by herself.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, and then I'd put, like, your Man-Bats, your Killer Crocs, those kind of jerks. And then, below it, your Moths, your Fireflies, your
Zaz.
Victor Zaz.
But, yeah, overall, we both recommend it. It's It's a different movie.
With my caveat on it that unless you're like really clamoring for another one of the movies, like
it's not a bad
Aquaman
movie.
was better.
Yeah, I will.
If you have to choose between the two, I'd pick up the Aquaman one.
But anyway, the overall movie itself. The spoilers are coming up, so if you're really interested in this, go and pick it up. It's or not. Like you said, do a little bit of research on it, and that is my recommendation. If you want to do some research on it to figure out if this is your cup of tea, do that first.
Yeah, I mean, if you're clamoring for another Bruce Timm story, you want to, you've been marathoning Justice League Unlimited on Netflix and you need some more, I would look towards some of the older animated movies, maybe. I mean, you have the old, Mask of the Phantasm?
Oh, yeah, go and look at those. Didn't that get, like, an award?
Yeah, I think it was nominated. I don't know if it won.
Either way, yeah, all the old Batman movies really good. But anyway, animated movies really good. Anyway, so the movie, it does a decent job of, like, showing you, like, where all the characters come from. They each get their own little backstory. I thought Wonder Woman's was the best one out of the three.
I think it's the most interesting, but I think just, like, she's definitely the character they spend the least amount of time on.
Yeah.
Because, like, you get, like, oh, this is her background, and that's it. Whereas, like, Batman's is the main story, and Superman has, like, an overarching, story kind of the entire thing. Yeah, which was kind of weird that they never explained what happened to Lex. Like, I assume it was cancer or something because he lost his hair. Yeah. Because, like, for whatever reason, he has hair in this movie.
Yeah, at the very beginning he had it.
But by the end, he has no hair. He's very thin. He looks like he might be crippled in some way. Yeah, and then he becomes Metron.
Yeah, he definitely had. He had like the Professor X chair from the '90s X-Men cartoon, just kind of floating around. But yeah, I mean, like the characters that were kind of sprinkled in there, like you saw the Atom. Saw Cyborg and his dad.
Well, we should preface it. You see alternate versions of them that aren't the superhero.
Right. Cyborg, or Victor, is still a little kid. Mr. Freeze is just some dude out in the Arctic doing his job.
You technically get to see both Atoms because you get the first one.
Right. I keep forgetting that there's one.
You get a lot of characters. You get Tio Morrow, you have Will Magnus and the Metal Men. You have just a lot of names, effectively. I mean, it's just... Like, you don't really see them do anything.
Oh, I almost forgot. There's like before the movie came out, there's like 3 shorts on the Machinima YouTube page. Go check those out because they're pretty cool. Like,
they're not on the Blu-ray?
I don't think so. They might not be. No, I don't think so. I'll have to double check on that, but. Go check them on the YouTube. They're pretty cool. Like, it shows, like, Harley Quinn, and she's, like, Zaz level fucking crazy. Like, cutting up people and, like, posing their, like, dead bodies and shit. Mm-hmm. She's trying to chase Batman around with a chainsaw. And then they had, Giganta, who was just another robot that Wonder Woman was fighting. And then Superman had to fight Brainiac, and that was actually kind of sad. So, go watch that. Or all 3 of them. They were pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, a lot of name drops in this. Like, you gotta be pretty, well-versed in DC to catch a lot of them. For them to make any
like,
sense.
Every person that goes and sees, like, the live-action movies, I don't get a lot of these Easter eggs, and, they should do a little bit more explaining it. Those are nothing compared to this movie. Like, this movie's just like, oh, you don't know what Tio Morrow is? Fuck you. You don't know what Fair Play references? Fuck you. You don't know who these characters are? We'll drop the name once, you better be listening. You don't know who Amanda Waller is? Fuck you. We're not explaining anything. Like, if you don't know who they are, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is definitely a fan movie. Like,
you need to know your shit going into this one. Like, you can kind of get by on some of the other ones. Like, you get a little bit of a hint in it where it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
This one, they're just like, name drop. Like, oh. And it doesn't help that, like, they're kind of drawn very similar. Like, especially when we get to like the college scenes with Batman and Will Magnus, and like they're drawn nearly identical in some scenes.
Yeah, Kirk just had like shorter hair, and that was just
Yeah, it was like,
and he had shorter hair, and Magnus was wearing a coat.
yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, like one of them has slicked back hair, the other one has slightly slicked back hair.
And did you say that a Magnus looked just like Peter Parker from the old cartoon?
Yeah, he looks just like the '90s Spider-Man cartoon Peter Parker. It's kind of creepy watching him hit on his girlfriend and try to get laid.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Like, no, Spider-Man, no. Don't ruin my innocence. But, I don't know. I just don't have a whole lot to say about it. I mean, it's cool. It's a little self-contained story, so I would like to say you wouldn't need to know anything going in, but it's so, like, reference-heavy. So, if you're really into DC, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a nice little one-off. Like What If, and you can enjoy it.
Yeah, all it is just a neat little like side story. Bruce Timm trying to get back in the animation scene.
Yeah,
I think he did a good job with it. Like you said, it's a good one-off. You know, interesting portrayal of the characters we all know, and completely make it so we don't know them at all.
Yeah,
Like the designs are kind of cool. You know, they fit. You know, for this darker story, but I recommend it, but just make sure, like I said, just do your research on whether this is going to be your cup of tea or not, because you don't want to waste $20 on the DVD and not end up liking the movie.
So, what's your rating out of 5? 0 being complete failure, 1 being I didn't really enjoy it, can't recommend, 2 being 3 neutral, 4 like it, 5 love it.
I'm going to give it a 4.5, just because I personally enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm a huge Bruce Timm fan. Like, I like the darker stuff. You know, I liked seeing all the random characters. I liked the new designs. I liked how they changed everything. That's just, like I said, I'm into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I particularly liked it, but I completely understand why you wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
and why other people
I'm
wouldn't
definitely
like it.
a straight up 3. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just kind of, it's material. It was a good little, an hour and a half viewing experience. I'm not clamoring to see it again anytime soon, but I don't regret having seen it. So I'm just kind of in the middle. Like, if you're into comics, check it out if you got a little extra money on the side. Yeah. If not, you're not particularly missing anything amazing. It's kind of where I stand on it.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. I'm Dave.
I am Super Judge Funk, and we will catch you guys in our next video.
Later.